Welcome back to the Asset Move Laboratory. If you're plugged into this frequency, you've probably figured out that the map they gave you, well, doesn't match the territory.
Not even close.
We don't do fluff here. We certainly don't traffic in the comforting lies of modern finance. I'm your lead macro strategist, and today we are performing a final intellectual autopsy. We are closing the book on the Bitcoin 21 Guardians Series 1.
That's right. It's been a brutal, enlightening road. We've dissected the history of money, all the failures, the attempts, the so-called guardians.
All the failed guardians.
Exactly. But today, we look at the end of that history, or maybe more accurately, a singularity. We're dissecting the one figure who acts as the bridge, the ultimate terminator of a 5,000-year longing.
We are talking about Satoshi Nakamoto.
We are.
And let's be crystal clear right from the start. We are not here to talk about a tech product launch. If you think January 3rd, 2009 was just some software release, like a new iPhone app, you are missing the entire point.
It wasn't a startup. It was basically a crime scene investigation of the banking sector. A historical singularity.
Yes, a singularity, that's the word.
And to really get the gravity of this, you have to visualize the history of human wealth. Think of it like a giant hourglass.
Okay.
For 5 millennia, that sand, our wealth, our labor, our time, it's been flowing. But the hourglass was cracked.
Leaking sand all over the place.
Worse than leaking. It was being siphoned off,
Yeah.
diluted by rulers, scattered by wars, and, debased by the ink of central banks. Every time a king clipped a coin or the Fed printed $1 trillion, they were just smashing the glass.
Letting the sand run out faster.
But then, on January 3rd, 2009, something happened that terrified the establishment. The sand stopped flowing.
It froze.
It froze. The grain started to glow and turned into, digital numerals.
The hourglass didn't just get paused. The whole container was shattered and replaced with something new. Satoshi didn't just write code. He built a bulwark. And he wasn't exactly subtle about his intentions, was he?
Not at all. I mean, you just have to look at the message embedded in the Genesis block.
It reads like graffiti sprayed on the wall of a burning bank.
The Times 03 Jan 2009 Chancellor, on brink of second bailout for banks. That text is hidden in the very first block. It's the betrayal of trust, etched right into the foundation of this new world.
It's Satoshi saying, I see you, I know what you're doing.
Exactly. You're devaluing everyone's labor to save the mistakes of the elite. And that signaled an irreversible crack in the temple of central banking.
So our mission today is to unpack how this happened. How Satoshi didn't just invent something new, but actually terminated the deficiencies of all the guardians who came before him, from Hammurabi all the way to Menger.
It's a great convergence. History has always been this struggle, right? Between the reliability of the ledger, who owns what, and maintaining scarcity, making sure the money actually holds value.
And every previous attempt failed because of what?
One thing, the single point of failure, human trust.
Okay, let's get into that. Let's start way back. King Hammurabi, 1750 BCE, the eye for an eye guy. He was trying to solve a money problem, wasn't he?
He was. Hammurabi mandated that all transactions be recorded on clay tablets. This was, revolutionary for the time.
An attempt to stop the strong from just taking what they want from the weak.
Right, forced transparency. If it's written down on clay and baked in the sun, you can't just steal it. In theory, it was the first permanent ledger.
But there's a flaw in the tablet, or really a flaw in the room where the tablets are stored.
The flaw is the custodian. Physical ledgers are centralized. Who holds the tablet? The king. The temple.
And if the king decides to change the record to, say, fund a war,
then the truth changes. The ledger is only as good as the integrity of the person holding it.
It's based entirely on authority. If the authority is corrupt, the ledger is just a lie.
Precisely. And Satoshi's Terminator move was to evolve that physical ledger into the distributed ledger. He took the power out of the king's hand.
And just smashed it.
Smashed it into tens of thousands of pieces. He gave the ledger to everyone, to global nodes. Truth is no longer a command. It's mathematical consensus.
Right.
And you can't bribe math.
Right. You can bribe a scribe, but you can't bribe a global computing network. Okay, let's jump forward to another failure. Solon of Athens. This story, it makes my blood boil because it sounds so familiar.
The Sisakthia, the shaking off of burdens. Around 600 BCE, Athens was in crisis, debt slavery everywhere. So Solon tries to do a debt reset. A jubilee.
Noble intentions.
Very noble. But here's the flaw. Insider advantage. Solon's friends, his inner circle, they knew the reset was coming before anyone else. So what did they do?
Let me guess. They borrowed a ton of money.
They borrowed massive amounts of money to buy up land right before the announcement. Then the decree hits. The debt gets wiped clean. They don't have to pay it back, but they get to keep the land.
It's the first insider trading scandal. It's a rug pull in sandals.
And it's what we call the cancel-on effect today. Those closest to the money printer get rich. Everyone else gets inflated away. So how did Satoshi kill this?
Because with most new crypto projects, the founders always give themselves a huge chunk of coins, the pre-mine.
Right, the pre-mine. It's the modern version of Solon's corruption. Satoshi terminated this with the fair launch. This is absolutely crucial. There was no pre-mine. He didn't grant himself 1,000,000 Bitcoin before anyone else.
No insider allocation, no VC round.
He just posted the code to an open source mailing list. Said, hey, here's the code. Run it if you want.
That's it.
That's it. It was a technical dismantling of insider corruption. He created a system where the creator had zero mathematical advantage over any other user. If you wanted Bitcoin on day one, you had to mine it. You had to put in the work, just like him.
It's the anti-Wall Street. It's pure meritocracy. Okay, let's get a bit more philosophical. Aristotle. He defined the properties of money scarcity, durability, divisibility, portability, but he was deeply afraid of one thing.
He feared nomos, the law. Aristotle knew that if money is just governed by state law, the state can change the law to debase it. He was searching for natural money, something outside of politics.
He liked gold for that reason. You can't print gold.
Exactly. But gold is heavy. It's hard to divide. You can't email a gold bar across the world. Fiat is convenient, but it's corruptible. Satoshi solved this. He realized Aristotle's natural properties, but he did it through cryptographic code.
So he replaced the law of the state.
With the law of code.
And to give that code real weight, to make sure it's not just imaginary internet money, he had to tap into physics. This is where Ibn Khaldun comes in.
The labor theory of value. This is the answer to the coin is backed by nothing argument.
Which is the most dangerous misconception out there.
Ibn Khaldun, back in the 14th century, he argued that labor is the source of all value. You have to put work into something. Satoshi transplanted this directly into the digital world with proof of work.
Let's break that down. Proof of work. It sounds technical, but it's just thermodynamics.
It is. A central bank creates value how? Ink and paper. A keystroke. Let there be $1 billion. It costs them nothing. Zero energy. It's cheap. It's costless. Bitcoin, on the other hand, requires a physical cost. Energy. Hash power. To create a Bitcoin, computers have to solve these incredibly hard puzzles that burn massive amounts of electricity.
It's a crystallization of energy and time.
You can fake energy expenditure. You can fake a promise from a politician, but you cannot fake the burning of watts. That's the red pill. Money is no longer a tool of power. It's a stored battery of human effort.
Let's stick with that red pill theme. The math, the supply limit, 21 million. It's not a random number, is it?
Not at all. It's the summation of a geometric supply curve. But the visual is what's chilling. If you took every ounce of gold ever mined in history,
Every ring, every bar.
and you melted it all down, it would form a cube that is roughly 21 meters on each side.
Wait, really? 21 meters of gold, 21 million Bitcoin? That can't be a coincidence?
It feels very intentional. It reinforces this idea of digital gold. But more importantly, it creates a fixed reality. Think about modern science or finance. They suffer from an inflation of truth. The age of the universe changes. The food pyramid changes.
The value of the dollar certainly changes. We live in a world of moving goalposts.
Exactly. But 21 million is fixed. It is solid. It's the only thing in the financial universe that is truly non-reproducible. It's absolute digital scarcity, a cynical, perfect counterstrike to inflation.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting for me as a strategist. Satoshi didn't just write code. He executed a military-grade operation. And the most brilliant part was his exit.
For that, you have to look at Clausewitz, the Prussian military theorist. He talks about the center of gravity.
The command headquarters. To kill an enemy, you strike their center of gravity, cut off the head of the snake.
Exactly. Now look at the precursors to Bitcoin. Liberty Dollar, e-gold. Why did they fail?
Because they had a creator, an office, a CEO you could arrest.
They had a center of gravity. The government could find them, prosecute them, shut down the servers. Game over. Satoshi saw that.
And he refused to be the target.
And be a digital ghost. By disappearing in 2011, he removed the center of gravity. Who do you subpoena? Who do you drag in front of Congress? There is no one.
That's the key difference between a founder's project and a truly community-owned asset.
Correct. And that is why Bitcoin is unseizable. It's the perfect execution of leaderless resistance. If Satoshi had stayed, he would have been a weakness. By leaving, he made the network invincible.
And it has lived. The Lindy score is just off the charts for anyone who isn't familiar with the Lindy effect.
It's simple. The longer a non-perishable thing, like an idea or a technology, survives, the longer it's likely to keep surviving.
So every day Bitcoin doesn't die, it actually gets stronger.
It has a 99.988% uptime. For 17 years, it has survived attacks, bans, FUD, everything the world could throw at it. And here's the kicker. 0 protocol-level hacks.
0. In software, that sounds impossible.
0. Exchanges get hacked? Sure, that's like a bank getting robbed. But the vault itself, the Bitcoin protocol, never been cracked. It is the most robust financial fortress ever built.
And while this fortress has been built, the rest of us are sitting inside the crumbling temple of central banking. I want to speak directly to you, the listener, right now. You might feel safe with your savings account, but you are living in a burning building.
We have to be brutal about this. The modern system is a debt-based Ponzi scheme. That's not hyperbole, it's just the mathematical structure. It requires constant new debt to pay off the old debt. And the only thing holding it all together is trust.
Trust us. The inflation is transitory. Trust us. The banks are solvent.
And Satoshi warned us about this. He wrote, "The root problem with conventional currency is all the trust that's required to make it work. Trust is the single point of failure. Every time a bank gets bailed out, just like the Genesis block said, that is theft."
It's stealing purchasing power from honest people to save a corrupt elite. So Bitcoin isn't really an investment like a stock. It's more of an exit strategy.
It is the digital arc. When the flood of liquidity comes, and it's already here, you don't want to be holding paper that just dissolves in water. Bitcoin replaces trust by humans with trust by code. You don't have to trust the Fed chair. You just have to trust math.
And math doesn't lie. This connects everything. Satoshi is the bridge. He took the philosophical dreams of the past 5,000 years and built the technical reality for the future.
He ended the wandering. We tried shells, we tried gold, we tried paper. They all had flaws. Satoshi closed the loop. He terminated the problem of money.
And now that hourglass is a digital clock, the sand has turned to code.
Which leads us to the most important point. Satoshi is gone. He's not coming back. He didn't want to be a messiah. If he were here, we'd all just look to him for answers.
He wanted us to grow up.
Precisely. He handed the keys to the community. He wants us to be the nodes. He wants us to be sovereign.
So what's the directive? What does this mean for someone listening right now, checking their portfolio, wondering what to do?
It means you have to stop looking for a leader. The era of the wise central banker is over. That temple is collapsing under its own debt.
You have to declare your own independence.
The mantra is simple. I am not Satoshi, but I control my keys.
I love that. I am not Satoshi. It's an admission that we are all part of this. We are the guardians now.
The 5,000-year hourglass has stopped. We are in a new era. And in the ruins of the Fiat Temple, Satoshi's code is the only marked exit. You can stay in the burning building, or you can take the exit.
Be your own bank. That's the legacy.
It's the only way to terminate the longing.
This has been the autopsy of the Bitcoin 21 Guardians, Series 1. The body of the old world is dead. Long live the code.
Verify, don't trust.
We'll see you in the next deep dive.